Welcome everyone to the next segment of Take Your Cue by PeopleQ, which is Mel and I. And today we're going to be discussing coaching, and in particular executive coaching. It's really funny, I was saying to Mel earlier that executive coaching, everyone's sort of, not everyone, but lots of people are doing it. Lots of people are calling themselves executive coaches. And what is executive coaching? Because it just seems to me to be quite elusive. So Mel, perhaps you can shed some light on executive coaching and describe or tell us what it's all about.
Look, I think for me, the simplest way of describing executive coaching is that you are creating and holding a safe space. It's a bit like trust, right? So trust is important in coaching. It's holding a safe space for people to take a pause in their normal work schedule, create some reflection, and from that reflection, create some insights. That is coaching in the moment. There is a lot more structure to it than just that. It is normally anchored to some sort of overall objective that the person wants to achieve and that the organisation wants to achieve. So I guess if you want to put it into a nice bucket to give it a really nice description, it is a form of leadership development, but it is far more personalised and customised because it's based on the person rather than a structured program that is designed to cater for many.
Perfect. Thanks, Mel. Demystifying that executive coaching for us. If you can just tell us all, what got you into it to become a certified coach?
Look, I think for me, and I'll share, a few secrets here, towards the end of my corporate career and moving into this, I decided to personally engage an executive coach. And I think that gave me the ability to really reflect and make some decisions with some real sense of feeling like it was the right way to go. I was trusting myself and I'd thoroughly thought it through. So having had that experience led me into then wanting to, I guess, be the same person for other people as well. But also, I engaged an executive coach quite late in the stage. I've often reflected and thought, if I'd engaged someone much earlier, would my decisions have been better? Would I have made better decisions in the workplace, not just for the workplace, but for myself and my teams? Could I have achieved a better outcome with more balance and self-care? So it was a component of all of those that got me to the point of thinking, this is why I love it. It's one-to-one. It's transformational as well. And I want to offer, I guess, what I wasn't able to access so that people can make better decisions, improve the outcomes, and improve their satisfaction.
Thanks, Mel. Thank you for sharing. So on that then, what are some of the outcomes that people can experience after a coaching session?
Well, the outcomes are different for each person's career, and that's why it's such a personalised and custom learning journey. But they range from people achieving business objectives at a CEO level to improve engagement within the business, to better communication, to improving relationships, to improving their confidence as well, and being able to, I guess, really transform and change their behaviour to better engage with others. I mean, essentially, at the end of the day, leaders are role models and they are all influence and engage their team. So that is essentially what they walk away with, but it's their style. It's not, here's a platform, here's some education, here's some content, go and copy that style. This is done their way.
Okay. Yeah, fantastic. And last question, who would benefit from executive coaching?
Look, I think there's a number of different people that would benefit from executive coaching, but this is what I would say why you would choose executive coaching.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel like you're stuck and maybe your wheels are spinning, but you also are open to learning and growing and doing things differently, and you feel like you need an outside voice, you need some space for self-reflection, then when those three things come together, then I think it's time to invest in a executive coach.
Perfect. Thanks, Mel.
You're welcome. Do you mind if I share a tip for our viewers?
Yes, go ahead.
I'd like to see more of this style of leadership in the workplace, because I think it is far more transformational in helping people really find what I think is the greatness within. So I would encourage all leaders to perhaps start to use this muscle, build this muscle, and apply this style. It's not obviously every single conversation, but if you find yourself in a conversation with a staff member, you know that they're a willing participant, they want to grow, they want to do the right thing, they want to achieve outcomes, but they might feel a little bit stuck. Rather than tell them what the solution is, sit back and take the approach of a guide, and kind of, unpack them, ask some questions to unpack with them. What is it that they want to achieve? What does the ideal end outcome look like for them? And then come backwards to work out, what's happening for them at the moment. And then what are some small steps they can start to take towards that ideal outcome?
And you know what I love about that is that the answers are already within them. They know what they need to do, and it's the power of a good leader, I suppose, that can extract that person to find out those insights on their own. So, yeah,
you said
absolutely.
something that really touched me. The reason why I coach and work with the people I do is because I genuinely believe that the power is already. I'm just a guide. I'm helping them to find what it is that's getting in their way, so that they can move forward and they can flourish. And, that's why I love it. It brings joy to me.
No, I love it. And obviously, having been experienced coaching others and having a coach as well at various times, and that person being you mostly, Mel, I can certainly vouch that it is really helpful, because sometimes you've also got blind spots that you don't realize you have. And it's really insightful when someone can sort of shine a light on that and say, hey, did you know that you do this, or, and having someone you trust. And I think, Mel, you said that, everything's sort of customized to that individual relationship that you have. But I think, it's important that you and your coach trust each other, and you create that environment together.
Absolutely. Sari, I think that's all we've got time for today.
Yeah.
And we'll see you at our next Take Your Cue from PeopleQ.
Thanks for watching.